Hello, this is Victor at RestoreMercedes.com. This video is for Steve in California. 94 S600 coupe and mass airflow sensors wiring. So I got this car on Saturday. It was delivered in the afternoon about 3 o'clock, and I started working on it on Saturday. So I cut off the wires and I made my new looms. On Sunday, I started working on installing it, and I did install them yesterday, which was Sunday. Today is Monday, and I didn't have time to really test them. I had to leave. So today is Monday morning, like 8:30 or something, and let's just test the car. Right now it's cold. It's about 45 degrees Fahrenheit here in New York, and so here are the wires. These are the connectors, and these are the looms, and I took out the old ones, so I put in mine. So here's the loom. It's just wrapped, just similar to factory wrapping. That's the one side. This is the second one right here. This one had a little crack in it, so I had to glue it. And here's a new one, and these are the new looms. They go down deep in there and inside the computer box, and so forth, so on. Now, initial problem I had is I did have this sensor completely unreadable. It just was not reading at all. Also, I discovered that I had kind of a very bizarre sort of situation on that bank of cylinders where on LH2, where it really kind of didn't run right. When you pull the spark plugs out, there was really no change. So I went to check compression. Compression seems okay actually, but spark plugs were loose. 2 spark plugs I just took out with my hands. They were like not even tightened down. So I had to retighten the spark plugs, and after that we should be okay. So right now I have my start diagnostic connected, so we're going to start the car and look at the readings. This is the first start since a couple of days, I guess. Well, not a couple of days, since yesterday, really. So let's just go in there, start it up. All the lights are on. Initial start was good. It actually started up just right, like by listening of the actual initial start. RPM fluctuations can happen, that's okay. Let's do this. I haven't even looked at it yet, so this is the first time I'm looking at the at what's going on here. Actual values. So 2.9, 17.8, 1.6, very good. Voltages on LH1. LH2 was the problematic one. Let's take a look at LH2. See what happens here. Yes, sir. 17.6, 1.6. Very, very encouraging. So the computer is basically sitting on the engine right now. It runs really good. I'm really happy with this readout. It was actually reading because before it was not. And ignition timing here, we got 3.4 on LH2 and 3.5 on LH1, 3.4 exactly equal, perfect. Obviously this is a cold start. If we look here, we only have 23 degrees coolant temperature, which is really cold start. Our oxygen sensors are not reading yet because again of the cold start. And let's take a look at LH2. Again, same thing. No readouts yet because this is an open loop, so it's gonna take a while. Self-adaptation changed a little bit, which is nice. Yep, that's okay. And the car smells horrible, but they all smell horrible when you start it. Besides that, this car had, most likely the whole exhaust is probably filled up with fuel right now at this point, and it's going to basically stink, and it's going to be lots of smoke coming out. Now if you look closely, see the left pipe here blows smoke. Okay, right pipe doesn't blow anything. Left one does. That's LH2. That's the one we had an issue with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it warm up, and then I'm gonna drive this about half a mile because I need gas. I just put in a gallon because when delivery came, it came on the traffic circle. The big truck 18-wheeler couldn't get onto the island where I live, so I couldn't get the car dropped off in front of the house, so it had to be driven about a mile and a half. And there was no gas, so I put in a gallon of gas in it, and when it was coming over, it was lots of smoke coming out the exhaust because, you know, we have these issues here. But based on what I see at the moment, I see it looks good. It does look good to me, at least it looks good. I mean, I got my readouts that I want. This is basically what I would like to see, because before, you can see previous video, this was sitting at like, it was actually fluctuating. It started like at 10, 11, 12, and then it would go down, 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 down. And it's just bizarre. And then the LH1 was at 27, 24. I mean, it was like high. One side was high, which is like, you know, this bank right here, that's LH2, right? So this is LH1. This is primary bank. So the primary bank was pulling like a lot of air. Somehow it was shorting out. I don't know what. It was a mess. I mean, it was a mess. The wires were a total disaster. And now we have equal readouts on both banks. As you can see, very, very, very balanced. Okay, don't worry about some little glitches that happens, but this is good. Like I said, I don't want to get this car to run here just like that. I need gas. So when the car was dropped off, there was like 0. So 1 gallon is not enough. The engine is gonna eat it up in like real quick, idling. So I don't want that to happen. So maybe I'll let it to warm up before I go, because right now we already start seeing our oxygen sensor voltage change. On-off ratio is still not changing yet. It's still an open loop. It's gonna get into closed loop when this reading will start changing. But oxygen sensor, as you can see, is reading already. This is obviously rich, because we're still sort of in a cold start territory here. So as you can see, lots of voltage. That's good, because that tells us that oxygen sensor is alive. Let's take a look at LH2. This one is not good. This is bad. It only gives me 24 millivolts. That is bad. So let's see what happens. Maybe it'll burn off. Maybe we have a humongous vacuum leak on one bank here somewhere, because that tells me that it's super lean, right? So, or adaptation values are so off because of the shorts. Take a look real quick. I mean, what's going on here? I mean, the vacuum hoses here. 1, 2. These 2 are hooked up. We have this bypass hose. Yeah, this is pretty low. Okay. It's okay. See, when it's warming up, All right, maybe it'll burn off, because I'm sure it's coated with fuel, of unburned fuel. Yeah, it's coming up. It's starting to go into like closed loop. This is very rich though. Yeah, that's very rich. Okay, well, anyway, again, we had so much crap in the exhaust at this point that has to all burn out. Take a look at LH1. You see, LH1 is healthier. We have a huge span. We have a huge span on the sensor readout, low to high, from minimum to maximum, and our readout is within 50, which is perfect. When the swing is huge, that's great. That's really nice, very healthy. But LH2, that's the one we had a big issue with. That one, is like 77, 75. That's on the rich side. But again, adaptation values are probably all screwed up at this point. But at least sensor reads. That's good. Well, anyway, I have to cut this video short. Then I'm gonna have to go to get to the gas station. Once I put some gas in it, I can run it, I can heat it up, the engine can warm up fully, and then we'll see. Alright, so this is basically a quick update. So you see what happened here, what's going on. And hopefully the next video will be showing what's, the further step and what's going on there. Like how it all turned out. Alright, so this is Victor, VistoriaMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.